Well, hello everyone. My name is Sara Shouhayib Alawar, and today I have Robbie Shemis with me to talk about the importance of having a positive mindset in all things when it comes to just mindset in general. Thanks so much for being with me today.
Thank you. Appreciate you meeting me as well.
Absolutely. So, Robbie, you are an immigrant to the United States. So you have a worldly and a beautiful perspective on just the topic of mindset. So I'm curious, just in general, before we dive into how your ancestry plays into your mindset, why does the mindset shape our presence and our future, just in general?
So I think our mindset is the source of a lot of activities and habits that we conduct in a period of time that will result into who we will become. And I always tell people, if you're looking in the mirror and if you don't like what you see, you just need to change those practices or daily habits. But it always have to start with your belief in that application. Like you are able to change your future, and that's the mindset. So if I have a closed mindset, that means I am not going, I will not believe in any change. This is how I am, and I will never change. But
Mhm.
if I have a growth mindset, this is when I am open to try something because I believe that the change will come.
Okay, so you mentioned change. Let's say someone is stuck in a rut and, they're waking up and their daily habits is, "Oh, I don't want to go do this," or they're just, they're spewing kind of a negative mindset. You mentioned change. How do we start to change our mindset? Where does one even begin?
I believe in the morning habits, and the morning habits are the first 2 hours that whatever you put in those will shape your future, but it does take time. It is not like you're going to do this one day and your future will change. It is not that you will gonna do it for a week. You might need to do it for 90 days before you are going to see any results. And there are some activities that a lot of philosophers and a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists talk about. And if we just are open to try those suggestions, like start your day with maybe 15 minutes, either meditation or prayer, work out for 30 minutes. So those are like by the book. If you do them on regular basis, on daily basis, you are going to feel the difference if you allow it enough time.
100%. And on the topic of meditation, as you know, I'm a meditation instructor, and it is amazing. There are chemical changes and physical changes that can happen in the brain if you practice meditation. And it takes about 3 to 5 years to become a true expert in it. So that just shows it takes a long time to keep practicing these daily changes to be able to have a significant change in your mindset. So, yeah, I completely agree with that, even with my own line of work. And with your line of work being a certified mortgage planner, I'm sure this bleeds into your work because when you have that mindset, it plays into your family life, into your personal life, into your work, and everything that you do. So it is paramount. I completely agree with you. So we mentioned in the beginning of this interview that you are an immigrant yourself from Lebanon. So, what are some of the common challenges immigrants do face when adapting their financial mindset to the US context? And what strategies or maybe some resources can help them overcome those challenges?
So when I'm looking at how people deal with money back home versus how people deal with money in the United States, everything is different. Like
Mm.
the way we save back home is different than the way we should be saving here. Our future investment back home is our kids, probably for a lot of us. So you don't have a retirement system. You don't have a way to save for retirement. So when we come here, this is something really new to us. And what I noticed, if people don't change the way they are treating their money, unfortunately, they get into a certain age. And I'm a person that receive phone calls with those kind of problems. And when people are in their 65 years old and above, and they have zero retirement savings, even if their home is paid off, they are living poor. And
Mm.
this is the eye opener that it hit me when I receive phone calls from elderly people and they're desperate for help and there's nothing we could do about it. And that's what got me thinking about what got them there.
Mm.
Another incident when my parents moved here, my dad told me I'm retired. And when I came to ask him, he didn't have enough money for retirement. So I was curious, why did he think this way? And it's always people are not aware what it takes to be financially stable and financially free. So the same way, when we are looking at back home and how we bought, how our parents bought their home, they bought it, they financed it for 3 to 5 years, and they were done with it. If you come and apply the same theory over here, you are missing out on other opportunities and other investments that could improve your financial future. So it's a lot of things that are different, and you always want to uh, the accept that, like, say I want to learn, like, be curious about the numbers. What I like about numbers is this: if I ask you 1 plus 3 equal 4.5, would that be a true answer?
Yes, just kidding. Of course not.
So
Right.
it's like, of course, like there is no argument. We could argue about a lot of different things, but when it comes to 1 plus 3 equal 4, it is science, this is facts. There is not much to argue about.
It's universal.
It's universal. And
Hmm.
the same, like, this is what I tell people: just be curious about numbers. Like, numbers will show reality. Put a scenario A, this is how you want to do it, the same way you did it back home. And scenario B, this is the system that you would need to adjust to and learn how to adopt, how to invest, and how to save, and how to make money in the United States. And if the results are satisfying on the way you wanted to do it, then go for it. But I'm very sure it will not show something that is satisfying.
Yeah, Rabia, you brought up something very interesting. Although I have, immigrant parents, I never thought about how financing a home or a mortgage is so vastly different back home versus here in the United States. I mean, it's night and day.
Yeah.
So we touched on the financial differences, but I'm actually curious about the cultural differences too, Rabia, and the mindset of, um, in your case, coming from that Lebanese background, versus here and changing the mindset. I mean, I've also been to Lebanon many times. I understand it, but I was not raised in that country like you were. So I'm curious about how you change your entire mindset in a world that is so different than here. We're talking culturally just by, the time that they eat in Lebanon. They're eating dinner at like 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Here you eat it at like 5 or 6 or 7. So even just those small little changes, and the family dynamic in Lebanon. They're so close. They don't call you before they come over to your house and they just show up and you welcome them. But here it's, what are you doing next Tuesday at 5 o'clock? Let's make an appointment. So I'm just curious if you can provide any advice or just some context to that shifting in mind, because you've done it yourself. You moved from there to here and you've had to change your mindset.
I chose to. I don't have to change my mindset.
True.
Yeah.
True.
When I looked at myself and I saw someone that I didn't like, I started looking into a lot of different areas of life, because we are taught and we are structured to think about financial success. And when everyone looks at success, they only think about how much money do I need to make or save. And we all know of someone that is rich and they have a lot of money, where they are unhealthy, they have unhealthy relationship, they don't enjoy life, they might be tight on money all their life, and then they die. Like, we always hear these stories. What got me thinking, I don't want to be I don't want to be successful in one area. I don't think this is success. Like I want to have a good relationship with my wife. I want to be involved in my son's life. I want to enjoy life myself. I want to go and explore the nature and things that I like. I want to take care of my body. I want to take care of my mind. All this together, I cannot wait for one thing to happen in order for me to start the other one because life goes by so quickly. It felt like yesterday when I moved to the States, and here we are, 23 years. So I figured out that with time management and with making sure that I have a commitment to have a date with my son once a month, a date with my mom and my dad, each one individually. I spend my morning working on my mind and improving my body. Right now, I'm learning a new musical instrument. I've never played music before. I'm like, why not? I mean, if
That's
it takes
awesome.
I feel like whatever you want in life, you spend 30 minutes a day, and this is what, 180 something hours a year that you're spending. If you want to take a degree, you need maybe 85 hours. So I could spend 30 minutes a day for the rest of my life, and I could be a master into anything that I want to do.
Yes.
And this is how I started working on a change. And it always starts with something painful in order for you to change your entire life.
Mhm.
Because those emotions would either demolish you or will make you be something extraordinary.
Definitely.
And I think like we control 80% of our destiny by how we react to things that happen to us, because I don't have more time than you do in a day. I don't have anything secretive. I mean, people ask me, "Oh, you spend all this time going places and you're traveling." Yes, but that's the only thing. That's not the only thing I do. I am
Right.
here working Monday to Friday. I do spend 100% of my weekend doing things for myself. And so I make sure that I am intentional in the things that mean to me. I have chores to take care of. We do have cleaning to do and grocery shopping and bills to pay. I do those after work Monday to Friday. So when it comes to Saturday and Sunday, I have nothing to do other than enjoy my life. So what I'm trying to say is to do the change, you just have to believe in your future you. And you have to believe in it so much that no matter who tells you this is not possible, you can punch them back and say, yes, it is, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And this is what will make it someone be able to change their life.
Oh my goodness, I love this so much. So, I just have a few more questions for you. You've sparked so many within me to ask. Let's say someone is moving to the United States, right? And they're coming from a different country, whether that be Lebanon, Australia, what have you. What would be specific mindset shifts that you would recommend for them, whether that's in the financial realm that we've touched on or just things in general? Someone is coming to the US, they're new, they're excited, but they don't know what to expect. What would be some pearls of wisdom you'd like to share with them in regard to shifting that mindset prior to arriving and in that first couple months of arriving?
Oh gosh. So the toughest part of this question is the unknown. Like when people move here, there is a lot of misleading expectations that expats or foreigners have before they arrive to United States. So I think getting more of a true feeling about life expenses and what does it take to just live a normal life, from medical expense to college and education expenses, because this is the biggest misinformation that we hear from people overseas is like, oh, college is free or medical is free. And so
You
I think
wish.
yes, yes, we all wish. I do wish that. I would say like knowing that there are some milestones that the person will go through. The first 6 months probably is a culture shock. And after that, it will be more of like, okay, accepting the fact that this is my future.
Acceptance, that's huge.
Yes, yes. Because I meet people that keep thinking they're gonna go back home, and it's like 25 years, you're still saying the same thing. Like they,
Right?
they don't even buy stuff here. They buy everything in Lebanon. And so accepting the fact that this is where I'm going to live, and accepting that I have to do some changes on myself in order for me to make it easier for my family. Because when I am thinking, oh, I am not going to live here, it affects my wife and my son, because they will be like 1 foot there, 1 foot here. There's no stability, and I don't feel like we would belong, because we're not there to belong, and we're not here to belong, and we will be like just lost and I don't know, in the roots. Our roots will be above ground, let's say, when
Yeah.
we don't feel like we belong. So acceptance, accepting the change, and being okay to learn. Because when we come with a closed mindset, it is the harmest thing that we would do to ourselves when we're not open to learn. And if I'm just open to see and read it, and I want to let my body, which is mind and physics and emotions, to tell me if I should believe in this or not after I experience it. I cannot judge it without experience it. So I want to be open to learn and accept the fact that this is my new place, and I need to adopt and move on from there.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is don't resist, accept, be open, and acclimate, right? And be in the now, be present. I love everything that you said, but you have a great deal of wisdom. So I'm just curious, who or what taught you to have this positive mindset? Obviously, you didn't move to the US and say, woohoo, I got it. You learned somehow. So who or what taught you that?
Um, for some reason, I thought that this is something that I built in myself in the recent years, but some old friends from middle school reminded me how I was always this person that wants to bring laughter to the class. I want everyone to laugh. And I've always believed that a smile and life will smile back at you, because what other choice do I have?
Yeah.
Cry, be negative, and I don't think anybody wants to hang out with me. I mean, in my opinion, nobody wants to hang out with me when I'm negative all the time.
Sure.
So my only charm that I had was the smile I carried with me. When
Mhm.
times were tough, this is what kept me going. And I faced a tragedy in life where I was waiting for someone to get me out of my funk mode and get me into a happy mode, until I realized that no one is going to do it except me. And I had to step it up, and I had to work on what does it take to be happy. I personally found it in nature. I started visiting nature a lot, and I would just go and hike, and maybe 4 times a week. And this is where I came back and with peace of, this is the world that I'm going to accept, and this is the fact that happened to me that I'm going to accept, and how I react about it. Again, 90% of our future is the result of how we react to things that happen to us. So how I reacted about it is by figuring out a way how to smile and how to carry happiness and positive energy, so I can lift the people in my house to be able to get out of that funk, because it was affecting everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
yeah, I
can
mean,
relate so much to what you're saying. If you have a positive mindset, it just opens up doors, and negative mindsets just closes doors. It is a energetic phenomenon. Like it is true. It's the law of attraction, as we say. If you manifest it, if you think it, it will come. So it's a lot on on the stuff that you're touching on, and that connection with nature, and it's all connected to each other.
yeah, I agree. I know two brothers that are identical twins. They went to the same school, they went to the same college, and one of them has a totally different life than his brother, and simply because of the mindset. One person think that the glass is half full, and the other person think the glass is half empty, and those are the choices that people make.
Yeah. Well, I could talk about this for hours, but I would just like to know if there's anything that maybe we didn't touch on now that I didn't ask you that you want to leave everyone watching us with. What are some final thoughts on mindset in general that you'd like to leave everyone with?
Um, you got me there. I don't know, but
You touched on a
um,
great points.
yeah, yeah, and I don't feel like I don't want to repeat myself. That's my fear. But people are always hesitant to reach out when they are in need for some positive boost. And I encourage everyone to just, if you see someone that is charged with positivity and like just approach them, like get a hug. That hug means a lot. It will take a lot of that positive negative energy out of your body and replace it. So reach out. You don't have to feel low by yourself. You don't have to feel stuck by yourself. There is humans around you that will help you. And the more you surround yourself with people that are positive, the more you will find them. And it's like we attract
Track
each other.
them.
Oh, yeah. And I
Oh,
think that's what it is. Like, be careful to who you hang out with. If five people you hang out with are negative, you need to change that. Have a positive atmosphere and pay attention to what's bringing negativity to your life and shut that door. Like
yeah.
in Arabic, we say الباب اللي فيه ريح سده واستريح. So it's like if this door is bringing you a lot of problems, just close it. You don't need that.
Yeah. As we say, um, here in the United States, you are a product of your environment. So
Yeah.
who you surround yourself with is paramount to who you become. So
100%.
I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. You and I are kindred spirits. We believe in a lot of the same things and the importance of mindset. Robbie Shemis, I want to thank you again for your time today.
Thank
And
you.
I now feel brighter and happier because of this conversation. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. You made my day. Thank you so much.
Of course. Take care.
Bye.